everyone. Today I wanted to talk to you about my Sailor Moon manga collection. This is the old version from the 90s. I'll just bring up a few at a time since there are so many. Children from the 90s will probably remember this set. It's from the Tokyo Pop, owned by Viz Media. I believe the company is now defunct, but they weren't always the best made manga, but I always had love for them, so I kept all of mine, and as you can tell, hunted down a few others so I could complete my collection. And this is the first one. So cute. Got one that had a cover on it to protect it a little bit, and it came with little pictures on the inside. I'm afraid to open it up all the way. The spines weren't the best. Look how cute these covers were. I will say that I do like the new editions that they came up with, but I miss how different the covers were. It's nice that every one of the Sailor Scouts gets their own cover this time around, and they spaced it out properly and all that. But it's, I don't know, I just miss the old covers and how bright they were. So, and of course, these editions were actually printed from right to left, which there is some problems with that since there's some stuff that gets lost in translation. Love the old tiara that she has there. Look at this. Third one. Her nickname Bunny. She had in the manga, and of course they changed her name all for the show. This is originally how she wanted Sailor Moon to look. Naoki Takeuchi wanted her to have white hair, but producers thought she wouldn't pop out enough unless she had blonde hair. It's a tiny bit beat up on the spines, but quite old now, 30 years. So, not 30 years. Is it 30 years? 1996. It's like 20-something years old. In pretty good condition. I love how colorful these covers are. Look how great it is. And I love how beautiful the inside drawings are. She had such a great artistic style. Last grouping. Luna in human form. She was so cute. This one. They look so much more grown up than the way they're actually aged. It's supposed to be 14. They look like they can get alcohol. Or, you know, drive. And there is some, like, dark pictures in the artwork that she draws. You kind of forget until you look over it again and go, oh, that is kind of scary. I was just so taken with them. It's beautiful. show my other ones here. I heard that she actually had to draw like this whole story within just a couple of months. They weren't expecting it to get as popular as it ended up being, and they were like, you need to print everything now. And so sometimes it does look like she was a little rushed, but I still think her artwork is just gorgeous. I wish I had those art books. They're so hard to come by. You know the ones I'm talking about. They're still in Japanese. For some reason, they never made an English version. Probably be $200 or something. If they did, I'd still pay that. Just for the record. Because this is like one of the happiest parts of my childhood, early teenagehood. I mean, she was everything. Sailor Moon was everything. She was a warrior, and she was goofy and not always good at schoolwork, but she was nice and adorable. Just look at that hairdo. And, but she was also a warrior and a princess, and eventually a queen. It's like she was all the things you could ever hope for, all in one. And yet, she never became egotistical about it. She was always like this kind of like goofy weirdo. There's Saturn. She's my favorite. She was done dirty. She didn't get nearly as much screen time or anything because she played a big part when they had to remember their lives again. There's Super S, 4 of them. And finally, Stars, which... Did they finally come up with the English version of that stuff? I know Cartoon Network would never have aired it in the 90s, but I was like, we need to know what happens. It's just... But I get why they couldn't at that time. It was people changing gender, and everybody dying horribly. Yeah. Not to ruin an old storyline. It's on its 30th anniversary now, isn't it? Gosh. Oh, it's all beat up. Yeah, so these are all the 90s books. These ones are in incredible condition. I must have looked at them twice and then put them on the shelf. Never again. It's usually how I do things, but they still fall apart sometimes. I have 2 or 3 of them that fell apart on me. I almost cried, but I was able to keep them, and just keep them. I plan on making some kind of artwork or scrapbooking thing out of it. Yeah, we'll say these covers are so fun. Maybe one day I'll get those art books. Oh, they're hard to come by. I don't know why they haven't bothered making an English version. Must be some kind of licensing thing going on. But yeah, that's my collection. And now, yeah, I love this show. I remember watching it for the first time. My parents were like, no, 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 you can't watch that. And of course I wanted to all the more. And now they realize it's a lifelong love of mine. So now it's like, can't escape. That cover's brilliant. So beautiful, the hair. I believe she's the reason I fell in love with Art Nouveau, because that's the styling she's going for, you know, the hair and the romanticism, especially this cover. You can see it here, that hair and just the line work. If you look up Alfonso Mucha, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about in comparison to this picture in particular. Exactly what she was going for. And of course, the Crystal Kingdom there, Moon Crystal Kingdom, it's based on Versailles. Of course, is beautiful, if overly extravagant. And yeah, I think that helped put in my fascination for that art style, because I always looked for that whenever I was growing up. I was like, what is this? I wanted to look for it more and more. So that's my collection. Feel free to discuss it in the comments. If you liked what you saw, feel free to like and subscribe, and it would be great to see you. Thank you. Hope you have a wonderful day.